Inspector West. Inspector West, the radio adaptation of the best-selling crime stories of today. Introducing John Creasy's famous detective, Inspector West. After successfully concluding the Liddell Hay case, Roger West is called in by his colleague Lampard to investigate an attack on a Mrs. Wilfred Arlen, whose husband appears to be missing. Questioned by Roger, Mrs. Arlen admits that she'd told a friend, Ralph Latimer, about her husband's failure to come home, and that the attack had taken place a little later. At this stage, Roger is called to the door by a constable, who tells him that Arlen's body has been found.
Where was Arlen's body found, Constable?
On Clapham Common, sir.
And what was the cause of death?
I understand he was shot, sir, but I didn't get any details.
All right. I'd better go back and finish questioning Mrs. Arlen.
Are you going to tell her, sir? About her husband, I mean?
Well, she has to know sometime, Constable. That's if she doesn't already know.
You don't mean she did it, Mr. West?
No, I don't mean that, but it's just possible that she can tell us who did. Stay on duty, Constable. I won't be long.
Right, sir.
How are you now, Mrs. Arlen?
Oh, I'm not at all well. Must you ask me any more questions?
Not very many more. But I would like to know something about your friend, Mr. Latimer. I've already got the address of his flat in Mayfair. How close a friend is he, Mrs. Arlen?
Well, I don't know how to answer that.
Is he also a friend of your husband?
No, he isn't.
Then your husband didn't know about this friendship?
I refuse to answer.
Mrs. Arlen, we've found your husband.
Found him?
Yes. I'm afraid he's dead.
Dead? You mean he was murdered?
Why should you assume that?
But you said you...
I told you he was dead. I didn't say how he met his death. Do you know of anyone who'd want to kill your husband, Mrs. Arlen?
No. Oh, it's dreadful. Dreadful.
Yes, I'm more than sorry to have to tell you about it.
Poor Wilfred. To be shot down like that.
What makes you think he was shot, Mrs. Arlen?
Didn't you say that?
No, I didn't say how he was killed. But as it happens, you're right.
Oh, I hope he didn't suffer. I hope it was quick.
I hope so, too.
Oh, poor Wilfred.
Have you any friends or relatives who'd come and help you, Mrs. Arlen?
I have a sister in Manchester. She'll come, I think.
Would you like us to get in touch with her?
No, I'll do it. Where's Peter?
Your little boy?
Yes. Where is he?
He's next door. Your neighbors are looking after him. Is he the only child?
No. My daughters are at school. Oh, they'll be terribly upset. They were very fond of their father.
Tell me the name of the school, and I'll talk to the headmistress.
Oh, you're very kind. It's so hard to understand. I can't follow it.
Just one question more, Mrs. Arlen.
Yes.
Were you and your husband happily married?
Oh, yes, I've always been a good wife.
This friend of yours, this Ralph Latimer, was he ever resentful of your husband?
Resentful?
Did he ever wish, for instance, that you could be free of him?
What are you suggesting? Ralph wouldn't kill. He wouldn't kill!
Lampard, you'd better stay here till morning, I think, and do whatever's necessary. In the meantime, I'll have that statement typed and make a report to the AC first thing tomorrow morning.
Well, young Roger, it didn't take you long to find another case, did it?
Well, Lampard found it, Sir Guy.
I believe the murdered man was the chap who borrowed the petrol from us near Clapham Common. Quite a coincidence.
There's something rather funny about that, sir. We've been making inquiries, and apparently Arlen was shot only a few minutes after we left him. Then his body was dragged from the car and put under some bushes on the common. His car was then driven off in a northwesterly direction and so far hasn't been found.
How much of this are you guessing?
It'll stand up to anything, sir.
All right. Now, what about his wife's story? I've had a look at the statement, but it seems pretty disjointed.
Yes, she was rather hysterical when she made it, but I think I can give you a pretty fair account of what happened at the house, if you want it, sir.
Go ahead.
She was nervous because her husband was late and telephoned her boyfriend.
That's this, let me see, Ralph Latimer.
Yes, sir. She told him she was thinking of calling the police, and he advised her to wait until midnight.
And in the meantime, she had a visit from the chap who'd killed her husband.
Yes, and his description tallies with that of the boyfriend.
You're suggesting it was the same man?
Oh, I'm not suggesting anything, sir, but I'm considering the possibility that the burglary was a put-up job.
Why? He attacked her, didn't he?
Well, she wasn't very badly hurt. It could have been done just to fool us. And there's no doubt that she was pretty keen on this Latimer.
Been to see him yet?
I called at his flat this morning, but couldn't get an answer. I'd like a search warrant, sir.
All right. You'd better take someone with you, though.
Young Burnaby's reported for duty again this morning.
Oh, good. Take him along, and if you find anything important, let me know. Where is Latimer's flat?
In Mayfair, sir, just behind Park Lane. We can get a key from the caretaker.
Not a very big flat, sir.
No, Burnaby, but quite big enough for a bachelor. Rather nicely furnished, isn't it? Grand piano and all.
A very good instrument, too. I say, Mr. West, look at this.
What is it?
A photograph album. And every picture in it is of a pretty girl.
What, the same pretty girl?
No fear. With love from Betty. Yours ever, Dolly. Love and kisses, Mavis. Pretty popular with the girls, apparently.
Any of those photographs signed Muriel?
I'll have a look, sir. Who's Muriel, anyway?
That's the name of Wilfred Arlen's widow, who was very much in love with Latimer.
She wasn't the only one, it seems. No, sir, there's no Muriel. She couldn't have been one of his favourites.
Pity,
Why, sir?
because it removes the motive. If Latimer were flitting from one to another, he wouldn't want to kill Mrs. Arlen's husband.
No, I suppose not. Unless there was some money in it.
Yes, there's always that. I think you'd better hang on to those photographs, Burnaby, and we'll see if we can trace any of the girls concerned.
Oh, I wouldn't mind doing that job myself, sir.
Well, why not? I must admit they all look rather attractive. You'd better have a look in his bedroom, Burnaby, while I go through this desk.
Right you are, sir.
Now, let's see. Well, that can't be Latimer. He'd have a key. Oh, good morning. Can I help you?
Is Mr. Latimer in?
Well, I'm afraid not, but you can come in and wait for him if you like.
Well, all right, I will. Where is he?
Latimer? Oh, I wouldn't know.
Aren't you a friend of his?
Not exactly.
Then who are you?
Well, if it comes to that, who are you?
I don't mind giving you my name. It's Georgina Sharp.
Thanks. My name's West.
What are you doing there?
I came to see Latimer.
How did you get in?
Oh, the caretaker opened the door for me.
Why should he have done that? Did Ralph Latimer know you were coming?
No, he didn't.
Then why... You're a policeman.
Yes. Here's my card.
Chief Inspector West. The West?
Just a policeman. Now, you tell me something about yourself.
Well, I've already told you my name.
Yes, Georgina Sharp.
Well, I'm 24 years old, and I earn my living as a model.
How long have you known Latimer?
Oh, on and off for years. But it's only lately that I've found out the truth about him.
And what is the truth about him?
He's poisonous.
How do you know?
I've seen enough lately to... I told Meg he was no good.
Who's Meg?
She's... Oh, she's my sister.
Same name?
Yes, but she doesn't know I've come.
Do you always fight your little sister's battles?
Little sister? She's years older than I am, and she'd hate anyone to know she'd made such a fool of herself. I only forced it out of her because she's been so worried lately. Couldn't sleep, always getting headaches and brooding. I knew it must be man trouble. And this man's an absolute brute.
What did the brute do?
I'm not going to tell you.
Why?
Well, it might be slanderous or libelous or something. And I'm not going into any police court, and neither is Meg. I think I'd better see my solicitor.
I'll bet you haven't got a solicitor.
No. I just said that because I thought it sounded good.
Oh, it did, but you dimpled when you said it, and that always gives the game away.
You know quite a lot about women, don't you?
And men.
Are all policemen like you?
More or less. Whatever you think that Latimer has done to your sister, you can be sure that we'll treat it as strictly confidential.
Yes? I may be young, but I'm not that young. I really think I had better see a solicitor. Do you know a good one?
Well, let's see. Where do you live?
Kensington, 122 Middleton Street, near Barker's. I share a top flat with Meg. Who's in there?
One of my colleagues.
I don't believe you. It's Ralph Latimer. I'll soon fix him, the devil.
Burnaby, look out!
Beg pardon, sir?
Here, there, take that.
Hey!
And that.
Hey, what's the big
And
idea?
that. And that.
That, will you, Mr. West?
Georgina Sharp, seeking Ralph Latimer, makes a vicious attack on the unsuspecting Burnaby. Why? What has Latimer done to her sister? We'll learn that in future chapters of this John Creasy thriller, Inspector West, adapted for radio by John Ormiston Reed, and produced in the studios of Hector Crawford Productions by Dorothy Crawford.